I stood near the edge of the living room, holding a paper plate that bent in my hands. The house was loud. Voices overlapped. Laughter bounced off the walls. My stepdad stood in the center like he owned the air. "Where's my favorite achiever?" he said. People turned. I felt it before they saw me. "There he is," he added, smiling wide. "The kid who reminds me why I work so hard." A few people laughed. I forced a smile. "Hey." He put an arm around my shoulder. "You know I love him," he said. "But let's be honest. If effort were money, he'd still be broke." The room burst into laughter. Someone said, "Oh, come on." "It's a joke," he replied. "Relax." I nodded. "Yeah, joke." My aunt laughed too hard. My uncle looked at the floor. My cousins stared at their phones. My mom stood by the kitchen doorway. She didn't look at me. She wiped the same clean counter again and again. "He's lucky I keep him around," my stepdad continued. "Roof food advice. I basically raise him." "True," someone said. "Kids don't appreciate that." He squeezed my shoulder tighter. "He'd be lost without me." I laughed softly. "Probably." "There you go," he said. "See? He agrees." More laughter. I felt heat crawl up my neck. My chest tightened, but I kept smiling. That was the rule. Smile. Agree. Don't embarrass him. "Tell them what you're doing now," he said. "Still figuring it out?" "I'm working," I said. "At what?" he asked. I hesitated. "Warehouse shifts." He laughed. "See? Potential everywhere." Someone clapped. "At least he's trying." "Trying?" my stepdad repeated. "That's generous." I felt small. Like my shoes were sinking into the carpet. My mom finally looked up. Our eyes met for half a second. She looked away first. "You know," he said, raising his glass, "some kids are born smart. Some are born tough. And some—" He paused. Everyone leaned in. "Some need supervision." The room exploded. I smiled because everyone else did. My cousin whispered, "You okay?" "Yeah," I said. "Fine." My stepdad leaned closer. "You don't mind, right?" "No," I said. "Not at all." "That's my boy," he said. "Knows his place." I didn't answer. Dinner passed in noise. I chewed without tasting. Every laugh sounded like it was aimed at me. Later, as people grabbed coats, my stepdad slapped my back. "Help clean up," he said. "Earn your keep." "Of course," I replied. My mom whispered, "I'm sorry." "It's fine," I said. She nodded, relieved. That hurt more. When everyone left, the house felt too quiet. My stepdad sat down, satisfied. "You saw how it is," he said. "People like honesty." "I know," I replied. "You need to toughen up," he said. "Life's not gentle." "I understand." He pointed at me. "If you were smarter, you wouldn't need me." I nodded. "Right." He went to bed. I stayed in the living room, staring at the empty chairs. I replayed the laughter. Each time it sounded louder. I whispered, "It was a joke." The words didn't help. I went to my room and closed the door quietly, like always. I sat on the bed and stared at my hands. They were shaking. I told myself tomorrow would be different. I believed him instead. I learned quickly that words made things worse. "So nothing to say?" my stepdad asked one morning. I shook my head. "No." He smirked. "Good. Saves time." Silence became my shield. When I argued, he laughed. When I explained, he twisted it. When I defended myself, he performed. So I stopped. At breakfast, he decided everything. "You'll take the early bus," he said. "Okay." "You'll work weekends." "Okay." "No wasting money." "I won't." He nodded, pleased. "See? Obedient." I swallowed the word. In public, he spoke for me. "He's shy," he told neighbors. "Not very ambitious." I stood beside him, hands in pockets, nodding like it was true. At home, he controlled the bills. The groceries. The lights. "Turn that off," he said. "Electricity costs." I reached for the switch. "Did I say now?" he added. I froze. "Now," he said. I obeyed. My mother watched quietly. When I looked at her, she mouthed, "Just listen." So I did. At work, my phone buzzed. It was my friend Aaron. "You free later?" he texted. "Maybe," I replied. He met me outside the warehouse that evening. "You look tired," he said. "I'm fine." "You always say that." I shrugged. "Easier." "Easier than what?" "Talking." He frowned. "You never push back anymore." "I don't need to." "That's not true." I kicked a rock. "It's quieter this way." Quieter for who? I didn't answer. At dinner, my stepdad watched me chew. You're getting slow, he said. Thinking too much? No. Good, he said. Thinking causes mistakes. I nodded. Later, he asked, did Aaron say anything about me? No. He leaned back. Smart. I felt something shrink inside me. One night, he stood in the doorway of my room. You're lucky, he said. I know. Other kids would talk back. I won't. That's why you're still here. Still here. Like I was temporary. Aaron called again. You okay? Yeah. Man, you don't sound okay. I'm just tired. You're disappearing, he said. I'm still here. He sighed. You don't have to be silent to survive. I laughed softly. You don't live with him. At home, silence trained me. I learned where to stand, when to speak, when not to breathe too loud. One afternoon, my stepdad joked in front of guests. See how quiet he is? Knows better. They laughed. I smiled. Later, alone, I stared at my reflection. You're safe, I whispered. The mirror didn't answer. My mother knocked. He didn't mean it. I know. You understand. I do. She relaxed. Thank you. For not causing trouble. For disappearing. Days blurred together. Silence followed me like a shadow. It protected me from yelling, from embarrassment, from fights. But it cost me my voice. Aaron finally snapped. Say something back. I can't. Why? Because if I do, he wins. He stared at me. Or maybe he already has. That night, my stepdad said, You're learning. Yes. He smiled. Silence suits you. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Silence kept me alive. But I wondered how long before it erased me. I closed my eyes and made a promise I didn't understand yet. Silence would not be the end. It would become something else. The story changed the moment it left his mouth. He doesn't like working, my stepdad said, smiling like it was harmless. Always tired. Always needs a push. People nodded. I stood beside him, hands folded, eyes down. He could do more, he continued. But some people are comfortable taking. Someone laughed. I didn't. A cousin asked, Is that true? My stepdad looked at me. Tell them. I felt the old urge rise. The tightness in my chest. The words lining up, ready to defend me. I let them fall apart. No, I said. Just one word. He blinked. No. I stayed quiet. He chuckled. See? Doesn't even try. The room waited. I didn't move. My aunt frowned. What do you mean he doesn't try? My stepdad waved a hand. You know how it is. Always excuses. I watched his smile stretch thinner. You going to say something? He asked me. I met his eyes. Nothing. He shifted. He's shy today. Silence. He's tired, he added. Still nothing. His jaw tightened. Or maybe he's guilty. I felt it then. Not fear. Not shame. Control. The silence wasn't empty anymore. It pressed back. Come on, he said. Explain yourself. I didn't. Someone cleared their throat. My stepdad laughed too loud. See? This is what I deal with. I looked away. Not in defeat. In choice. Later, in the kitchen, he cornered me. What was that? He hissed. I shrugged. You embarrassed me. I stayed quiet. You could have corrected it. I met his stare. You wouldn't listen. He scoffed. That's an excuse. I didn't reply. He leaned closer. Don't act smart. I stepped back. You think silence makes you right? He said. I waited. His voice rose. Say something. I didn't. He slammed the counter. Answer me. I breathed in. I breathed out. He stared at me like I had broken a rule he never wrote down. That night my phone buzzed. Aaron. How did it go? He told the story again. I typed. And you? I let him. Pause. That's new. Felt different. Good different. I stared at the ceiling. Quieter. He called. You okay? Yes. You didn't fight. I didn't need to. That's growth, he said carefully. At dinner, my stepdad watched me like I was a puzzle missing pieces. You're acting strange, he said. I chewed slowly. Why didn't you explain? He asked. I don't have to. He laughed sharp. You always have to. I looked at him. Not anymore. His fork paused midair. What does that mean? He asked. I shrugged. My mother glanced between us. Don't start, she whispered. I stayed quiet. My stepdad leaned back. You think this makes you strong? I met his eyes. I think explaining never helped. He stared. You're being disrespectful. I nodded once. Not agreeing. Acknowledging. He stood. You think silence is power? I didn't answer. He pointed. It's weakness. I watched him walk away. Later, alone, I replayed the moment. The room. The waiting faces. His confusion. Explaining myself had always been a trap. He never wanted truth. He wanted reaction. Silence took that away. The next day, in front of neighbors, he tried again. Still unemployed, he joked. I smiled politely. Nothing else. The laugh died faster this time. Someone said, maybe he's private. My stepdad stiffened. I realized then, silence didn't defend me. It exposed him. That night Aaron texted, you changed. I replied, I stopped asking to be understood. My stepdad passed my door and paused. You think this is over? He said. I stayed quiet. He waited. Nothing. He left. I lay back heart steady. Silence wasn't weakness anymore. It was my line. And I wasn't crossing it again. I didn't decide to leave all at once. I started leaving in pieces. Why are you counting coins? My mother asked one night. I'm organizing, I said. She watched me slip change into a small envelope. You don't need to hide money. I'm not hiding it. She lowered her voice. If he finds out, he'll get angry. I know. She sat beside me. Just don't provoke him. I won't. She looked at my face searching. Where are you going? I'm not sure yet. Her hands twisted together. This house is all we have. For you, I said gently. Her eyes filled. He provides. I nodded. He controls. She flinched. Don't say that. I'm not saying it to him. She whispered, please be careful. I zipped the envelope shut. Every week I pulled a little more away. Lunch money. Overtime coins. Tips I didn't mention. At work, Mark noticed. You eating less? He asked. I'm saving. For what? A door. He studied me. You need a place? Eventually. He scratched his beard. My cousin's place upstairs is empty. Rent? Cheap. I nodded. Let me know. At home, my stepdad kept talking. Still here? He joked one morning. I poured coffee. You should be grateful, he added. I stirred silently. You hear me? Yes. That was all he got. At dinner, he said, some people would be homeless without me. I chewed slowly. My mother stared at her plate. He laughed. Right? I swallowed. Maybe. He frowned. What does that mean? I shrugged. He leaned back. Don't get ideas. I won't. That was true. I already had them. Mark pulled me aside a week later. Room's yours if you want it. When? Anytime. I nodded. Soon. That night, my mother knocked on my door. You've been quiet, she said. I've been planning. Her breath caught. Leaving? Yes. She sat on my bed. He'll be furious. I won't be here. She reached for my hand. Say goodbye at least. I don't think I should. Her voice shook. He's still your stepdad. I looked at her. He never acted like it. She wiped her eyes. I tried to protect you. I know. Then stay. I shook my head. I already left. She stared at me confused. Just not with my body yet, I said. The insults kept coming. Still broke. Still useless. Still quiet. I nodded. I answered with silence. Inside I was packing without boxes. The night came quietly. My stepdad watched TV. My mother folded laundry. I slipped my envelope into my jacket. My bag waited by the door. My mother looked up. Now? I nodded. She stood. Wait. I paused. She hugged me tight. Be safe. I will. She whispered, I'm sorry. I know. My stepdad glanced over. Where you going? Out, I said. He smirked. Don't get lost. I didn't respond. My hand touched the door handle. No speech. No anger. No explanation. Just a soft click. The hallway smelled like dust and freedom. Mark's place was quiet. He handed me the key. Rules are simple. Okay. Rent on Fridays. I can manage. He smiled. Welcome. That night my phone buzzed. A message from my mother, he's angry. I typed, he always is. Another buzz. From an unknown number. You think leaving fixes you? My stepdad wrote. I stared at the screen. I didn't reply. The room was small. The bed was thin. But the air was mine. For the first time, silence wasn't survival. It was distance. And distance was enough. The first morning outside that house, I woke up cold. "Heat's weird here," Mark said from the kitchen. "You get used to it." "It's fine," I said. He handed me coffee. "You sleep?" "A little." "That's normal." I nodded. Work started early. I took whatever hours I could get. "You knew?" a supervisor asked. "Yes." "Don't be late." "I won't." No one knew my past. No one cared. It felt strange. At lunch, a coworker asked, "You got family around?" "Not really." He shrugged. "Same." That was it. No pity. No lecture. By the end of the day, my legs hurt. "You look dead," Mark said when I got home. "I feel alive," I said. He laughed. "Give it a week." Money disappeared fast. "Rent's due Friday," Mark reminded me. "I know." "You good?" "I'll manage." I picked up extra shifts. Cleaned floors. Lifted boxes. "Why you working so hard?" a woman asked at the diner. "I need to." "That's rough." "It's honest." She slid my plate over. "On the house." "Thank you." I counted bills at night. This enough? I asked myself. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes I skipped meals. "Eat," Mark said once, pushing a sandwich at me. "I'm fine." Pride won't pay rent. I ate. No one yelled. No one mocked me. At work, a guy joked, "You're quiet." "I listen," I said. He smiled. Fair. I started sleeping better. My phone buzzed less. One evening my mother called. "He's asking about you," she said. "What does he say?" "That you abandoned him." I closed my eyes. "Did he ever ask how I was?" She hesitated. "No." I figured. "He complains a lot." "I'm not surprised." "He says you'll fail." I smiled faintly. "He said that when I stayed too." Silence filled the line. "You sound different," she said. "I am." She whispered, "I miss you." "I miss you too." At work, my supervisor nodded. "You're reliable." "Thank you." "Stay that way." I walked home tired but steady. "Long day?" Mark asked. "Good day." He raised an eyebrow. "That's new." I earned it. News came through others. "He's mad you left," an aunt texted. I didn't reply. "He says you owe him," another message read. I deleted it. One night my phone buzzed again. "You think silence makes you strong?" my stepdad wrote. I stared at the screen. I set the phone down. At work, a stranger said, "You carry yourself calm." I learned. From where? From leaving. He nodded. "That'll do it." Bills got paid slowly. Confidence grew quietly. No applause. No permission. Just work. One afternoon Mark said, "You're different from when you came." "How?" "You stand straighter." I thought about it. "I don't wait anymore." "For what?" "For someone to approve." He smiled. "Good." At the diner the same woman waved. "You look better," she said. "I feel better." Still quiet. Yes. But not scared. Exactly. At night I lay on my thin bed. No shouting. No footsteps outside my door. Just silence that belonged to me. My mother texted again. "He's upset you're not around." I typed, then erased. I didn't owe explanations anymore. The hardest part wasn't hunger. It wasn't work. It was learning that peace doesn't announce itself. It just shows up when control leaves. My stepdad talked more now that I was gone. I existed louder in absence than presence. That wasn't power. This was. I turned off my phone. Tomorrow had a shift, and I would show up. I didn't notice the change at first. It crept in quietly the way respect usually does. One morning my supervisor looked up and said, "You're always early." I answered, "I try." He nodded like that mattered. Later, a coworker asked, "Can you cover my shift?" I said yes. He said, "I knew I could count on you." No sarcasm. No jokes. Just trust slowly forming around my silence and consistency. At lunch, someone said, "You don't complain much." I replied, "I focus on work." He smiled. "That's rare." I didn't explain myself. I didn't need to. People stopped asking about my past. They judged me by what I did that day. That felt clean. For the first time, my name wasn't followed by excuses or warnings. It was followed by results. My cousin Leo called one evening. "Can I tell you something?" he asked. "If you want," I said. He hesitated. "People are asking questions now." "About me?" About him, Leo said. Your stepdad. I leaned back. What kind of questions? Leo exhaled. Why he always talked for you. Why you were the problem when you're doing fine now. I didn't feel proud. I felt distant. What do you say? I asked. Nothing, Leo said. I just listen. That made me smile. Good. He added, he's angry. I said, that's familiar. Leo lowered his voice. He told everyone you'd fail without him. I paused. And? You didn't, Leo said. At work, the supervisor clapped my shoulder. We're extending your hours. Thank you. You earned it. That sentence stayed with me all day. Earned it. No debt. No guilt. Just effort meeting outcome. On my break, I checked my phone. A message from my mother waited. Your cousin says you're doing well. I typed, then erased. Silence felt right. Leo called again a week later. He asked me about you, he said. What did you tell him? That you're working. That you're stable. I closed my eyes. How did he react? Leo laughed softly. He said you must be pretending. I said nothing. Leo continued, people didn't laugh this time. That night, I walked home under dim streetlights. My phone buzzed once. An unknown number. I didn't open it. I didn't need to hear explanations, accusations, or rewritten history. At work, someone said, you're solid. Another said, we trust you. Those words rebuilt me more than any apology could. Leo sent a final message. He's losing control of the story. I replied, stories don't survive without witnesses. Leo answered with a single word. Exactly. I put my phone down. Silence wasn't empty anymore. It was visible. It had weight. I realized something important that night. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure conversations or dramatic confrontations. Distance was already doing the work. Every day I showed up, stayed consistent, and kept quiet, the truth spoke for me. My reputation grew from absence. It fell from noise. I lay down and thought about how silence once meant fear. Now it meant clarity. I wasn't hiding anymore. I was building. And without saying a word, people finally saw who I was. He called me at night. I watched the phone light up and waited until the ringing stopped. It rang again. I answered. What do you want? I asked. To talk, he said. We're talking, I replied. Silence stretched between us. I hear you're doing fine, he said. I am, I said. You didn't have to disappear, he said. I didn't disappear, I replied. I stepped away. He cleared his throat. You could have told me, he said. I didn't need permission, I replied. His voice tightened. You're acting distant, he said. I am distant, I replied. That's the point. He paused, then said, I was hard on you because I cared. I answered, you were hard on me because you needed control. He laughed softly. You always overthink, he said. You always dismiss, I replied. His tone sharpened. You wouldn't be where you are without me. I said, I wouldn't be who I am if I stayed. He exhaled loudly. So this is how you repay me? He asked. I don't owe repayment, I replied. He tried again. Your mother worries, he said. She knows how to reach me, I replied. You're hurting her, he said. She watched you hurt me, I replied. That landed hard. He went quiet. Then he said, people are asking questions. That happens, I said. They don't understand why you left, he added. Neither did you, I replied. He lowered his voice. You embarrassed me, he said. You embarrassed yourself, I replied. His breathing changed. I did everything for you, he said. You did everything for authority, I replied. Same thing, he snapped. Not even close, I said. He hesitated. You think you're better than me now, he said. I think I'm done competing, I replied. He scoffed. You always needed guidance, he said. I needed trust, I replied. You never listened, he said. You never heard, I replied. He tried guilt next. I put a roof over your head, he said. I paid for that with silence, I replied. You were ungrateful, he said. I was surviving, I replied. You think you're free now, he asked. I am, I said. He sounded smaller. People don't respect me like before, he said. Respect isn't demanded, I replied. They mention you, he added. That's not my concern, I replied. You turned them against me, he said. I stopped protecting lies, I replied. He raised his voice. You're cold, he said. I'm calm, I replied. That's worse, he muttered. I didn't respond. He waited. He needed something. I could hear it. Say something, he demanded. I've said enough, I replied. He softened his tone. I made mistakes, he said. You made patterns, I replied. I was trying to make you strong, he said. You were trying to make me small, I replied. That broke him. I don't understand you anymore, he said. That's growth, I replied. He whispered, I need you. I stood up. You needed obedience, I replied. Now you need reflection. He panicked. Don't hang up, he said. This conversation is over, I replied. I ended the call without anger, without victory, without noise. He needed an audience. I gave him silence. And that was the moment he finally understood he had already lost. I got the job on a Tuesday. My phone buzzed and I answered. We'd like to offer you the position, the manager said. Thank you, I replied. You earned it, she said. I'll see you Monday, I answered. I hung up and sat quietly. No cheering. No shaking hands. Just breathing. My friend called first. Did you get it? He asked. Yes, I said. I knew it, he laughed. You sound calm, he added. I am, I replied. That's new, he said. It's better, I replied. My mother called later. Your aunt told me, she said. She talks a lot, I replied. I'm proud of you, my mother said. I paused. Thank you, I replied. You sound different, she said. I am different, I replied. I wish I had protected you more, she said. I answered, I protected myself eventually. She went quiet. That counts, she said. Work settled into routine. You're reliable, my supervisor said. I try to be, I replied. No drama, she added. I prefer quiet, I replied. She smiled. We need more of that, she said. At lunch my coworker asked, You ever talk about your family? I said, Not much. He nodded. Must be complicated, he said. It was, I replied. Not anymore, he asked. Not anymore, I replied. I paid my bills on time. I slept without fear. I ate without rushing. Nobody monitored my tone. Nobody corrected my posture. Nobody laughed at me. That felt like success. My cousin messaged me. He heard about your job, she wrote. I replied, okay. She answered, he's telling people he always believed in you. I stared at the screen. I typed, I'm busy. She didn't reply. My friend shook his head when I told him. That's predictable, he said. He needs credit, I replied. You going to say something? He asked. No, I replied. Good, he said. That would give him a stage, I replied. My mother mentioned it gently. He told your uncle you're doing well, she said. I know, I replied. He wants to talk, she added. I don't, I replied. She sighed. He regrets things, she said. Regret isn't repair, I replied. At a family gathering I didn't attend, my name came up. I heard later. He's doing well, someone said. Of course he is, my stepdad replied. I taught him discipline. Someone else asked, then why did he leave? Silence followed. That silence did the work. He tried a different approach. He commented publicly on a photo someone tagged me in. Proud of you, he wrote. I didn't react. No reply. My friend messaged, he's fishing. I replied, he can wait. My supervisor asked, want to lead the next project? I said, yes. She nodded. You don't seek attention, she said. I seek stability, I replied. That's leadership, she said. I met my mother for coffee. She watched me carefully. You look steady, she said. I feel steady, I replied. He sees it, she added. He lost his chance, I replied. Do you hate him? She asked. No, I replied. I outgrew him. Later that night my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. I'm proud of you. I didn't need to ask who it was. I deleted it. Success didn't clap for me. It didn't announce itself. It didn't ask permission. It showed up quietly and stayed. And for the first time in my life that was enough. The event was loud. People everywhere. Tables, lights, voices layered on top of each other. I stood near the edge, holding a drink I hadn't touched. I didn't come to be seen. I came because my cousin asked. I heard his voice before I saw him. That's my boy, he said, laughing. I turned slowly. He had a hand on someone's shoulder, smiling like a host. Always knew he'd make it, he continued. Heads nodded. Someone laughed politely. My cousin looked at me. Her eyes widened. You don't have to, she whispered. I stepped forward anyway. He didn't notice at first. Tough love works, he said. Kids need pressure. I stopped beside him. I said calmly, that's not true. The room shifted. He turned. His smile froze. What? He asked. I looked at him. You didn't teach me discipline, I said. You taught me silence. Someone cleared their throat. A chair scraped. He laughed lightly. Don't be dramatic, he said. I was just telling a story. I nodded. You were telling my story, I said. You don't get to do that anymore. He stiffened. Watch your tone, he said. I replied, I am. He glanced around, searching for support. Everyone knows I pushed him, he said. Without me. I interrupted. Without you I slept better. The words landed flat. No laughter followed. He frowned. You embarrassed me, he said. I shook my head. You embarrassed yourself, I replied. I just stopped covering it. My mother stepped closer. Let's not do this here, she said quietly. I answered, this is where it started. He scoffed. You're ungrateful, he said. I looked at the floor once, then back at him. I'm finished explaining myself, I said. Someone whispered, wow. He raised his voice. I gave you a roof, he said. Food. I replied, you never gave me respect. Silence spread. People stared at their hands. Someone checked their phone. No one laughed. No one defended him. He swallowed. You wouldn't be here without me, he said. I nodded slowly. You're right, I said. I wouldn't. His eyes brightened. I finished, and that's the point. He stepped back. You're doing this to hurt me, he said. I shook my head. I'm doing this to leave, I said. My cousin exhaled. My friend watched from across the room, eyes steady. He tried again, quieter. We can talk later, he said. Like adults. I answered, this is me talking like one. He looked around. No one met his eyes. I took a breath. I don't hate you, I said. I don't need revenge. He opened his mouth. I continued, I just don't need you. That was it. No shouting. No shaking hands. Just the truth standing still. I turned away. My steps felt light. Someone moved aside to let me pass. Behind me I heard nothing. Outside the night air felt clean. My phone buzzed. A message from my friend. Proud of you. I typed, I'm free. I walked to my car. I didn't look back. He once spoke for me. He doesn't anymore. Justice wasn't loud. It was earned.